Today we're going to learn about the circle of fifths and we're going to figure out how to fill in the circle of fifths. This is the circle of fifths and it's already filled out for you. This is exactly what it should look like when you're done. There will never be any other order of key signatures or any alternate answers. These are the answers. The circle is divided into 12 sections for each possible key signature. Each section of the circle contains one key signature. So this section, for example, this is our key signature with one sharp. We have a major and a minor possibility for this key signature, and our circle shows us both. The major key signature is written on the outside, so around this way, outside of the circle, and they're written with capital letters. So notice how everything on the outside is a capital letter. Capital E, capital A, capital D, capital C. As you know, each key signature has a major and a minor possibility, and the inside shows the minor key signature. So minor are written on the inside of the circle, and they're written with a lowercase letter. These three sections at the bottom have two key signatures each, and notice how the answers here for the minor for this one, G sharp and A flat. If you're looking at a piano keyboard, that's actually the same key on the keyboard. So the reason that they share this spot is because they are enharmonically equivalent. The same with E flat and D sharp, enharmonically equivalent. B flat, A sharp are enharmonically equivalent. And the same goes for the major version. C sharp and D flat, those are enharmonically equivalent major keys. The purpose of the circle of fifths is, number one, it shows all of the key signatures that exist. No sharps, no flats, one sharp, two sharps, three sharps, four sharps, five sharps, six sharps, seven sharps around that way. The other way, one flat, two flats, three flats, four flats, five flats, six flats, seven flats. Those are all the key signatures that exist. The other thing is it shows which keys are closely related and which keys are distantly related. And by that I mean D major has a lot in common with A major. D major has two sharps, A major has three sharps. They're next to each other on the circle, and that shows that they're closely related. D major compared to D flat major, they don't have a lot in common. This uses two sharps. This one uses five flats. If you were actually writing a piece of music and you wanted to change keys somewhere, you probably would not want to go from this key to this key because it's kind of jarring. Anything that's across the circle is going to be a really tricky shift for our ears. We are learning the circle of fifths because you're going to encounter it later on in your musical career. If you take music in high school, you will almost certainly encounter it there and beyond. It's the way that you show that you know how to do key signatures, rather than being like, number one, here's one that has four flats on it. Basically, people will just give you this thing and they'll say, okay, fill it in. And that shows that you know how to do major keys, you know how to do minor keys. That's the purpose of the circle of fifths. So when you're going about filling it in, here are the steps that I would recommend. First, on every single key signature, every staff, you're going to draw do and la. You're going to use the rule for sharps, which is last sharp is T. You're going to use the rule for flats, last flat is fa, and you're going to draw a do and you're going to draw a la. I would just do all of those right away. Then you're going to go back. For every little pie piece, you're going to name the note that you drew as do. That's your major key. It's going to go on the outside of the circle, and it's going to go in capital letters. The name of la is your minor key, and that's going to go on the inside of the circle, and it's going to be in lowercase letters. At that point, you're done, but it's always good to double check because remember how if there is a sharp in the key signature on the note that you drew as do or la, you need to say the word sharp in your answer. And if there's not one, then you don't. Remember also, if there's a sharp or a flat in the key signature for a particular note, all octaves of that note are affected. So for example, if there is an F sharp in the key signature on the top line and your do or your la that you drew is on the first space, which is also an F, you have to call that F sharp, or if it's a flat, F flat, because it affects all the octaves, not just the exact line or space where that accidental is drawn in the key signature. And that is the circle of fifths.